The following is a paid program by the Whitley Law Firm. Welcome to Attorneys on Call, the program that gives you free legal information from the Whitley Law Firm. Now, here's your host, Drew Smith.
And hey everyone, thanks for joining us. Have you ever thought about what might happen to you if you got seriously injured on the job? What would happen? What would you do? Would you file a claim with your employer? Would you go to the doctor? I mean, there's so many things to think about for people that get injured on the job. And that's what we're going to be talking about today on this edition of Attorneys on Call, workers' compensation claims, because they're not so cut and dried and as easy as you think. And there's a lot of things going on in a workers' compensation claim, why you need an experienced attorney, someone from the Whitley Law Firm to represent you, to help you navigate through that process, because it can be very daunting for many of us. Thank you again for joining us for this edition of Attorneys on Call. In studio with us, Ben Whitley and Whitney Butcher from the Whitley Law Firm. Thank you both for being here today.
Thanks. Good to be here, Drew.
Ben, you do represent people around the state of North Carolina injured on the job, and it happens quite frequently.
It does.
And there are a lot of things to know, but for people that are tuning in today to this program for the first time maybe, and they're wondering, well, who is the Whitley Law Firm and what do you do? Kind of give us a sense as that.
Sure. So my dad started this law firm a long time ago. He's been doing this for over 45 years, helping people that got hurt, both on the job and car accidents. Whitney Butcher with our law firm helps people that have been involved with pharmaceutical devices, medical devices that go wrong, and bad drugs that cause harm. So we've got a practice where we help people deal with claims against often very powerful insurance companies or corporations, and we all love what we do. We're big enough to fight these powerful corporations and insurance companies, but we're also small enough that we can give personal attention to our clients. And I think, there's so many television commercials on TV for lawyers. There's so much information on the websites. Different law firms will buy paid advertising when you do Google searches. Some of these law firms are out of state, so there's so much information overload. So we do this show so that people can get to know us, that we can talk to them about how to handle claims, maybe if they don't need an attorney, but also provide that information that they can go to our website and talk to a firm that will be able to give them personal attorney attention.
I think a lot of people think that first conversation is going to cost them some money, but that consultation is always free.
Right.
Right.
Free consultation. So that means that you can talk about your case, and it would be confidential. You can call us on the 800 number that's on the screen. I believe it comes back and forth between our website, or go to our website where you can email a form question and you can ask your question. We spend a lot of time during the day answering free advice questions, and for maybe 2 of those people, I'll tell them that they need an attorney. So some of the things that we're going to talk about today, one of the things that I'm kind of excited to talk about is the 5 traps in a workers' compensation case. And so, part of that is getting some free information. And so I would encourage anybody that has a workers' compensation case that's watching this show, go to our website or give us a call, because just because you call us doesn't mean that you're going to need to hire us. We very often will tell you that you don't need us, but at least you can run your situation by us so that you can have a lawyer take a look at it.
Whitney, I would think that a lot of those people that are calling for the first time, they're kind of scared, right? They're going through a situation that's unnerving, and you can provide some guidance.
That's right. Oftentimes, if folks are having to call us, something very bad has happened. You mentioned earlier, in the pharmaceutical and medical device world, we handle a lot of those types of cases, and you'll see out-of-state law firms come in and they'll plaster the television. If you've had a hernia mesh, call this number. Some of those folks will reach out to us, unfortunately, at the back end of their claim, and they will have never spoken with an attorney. They will never have met with anyone in person, and it's all very transactional. One of the nice things about our firm, at least I think, is you get the attention of an attorney, you get the attention of the firm, you meet with folks in person if necessary, and it's really helping to bring the client down from that really scared base level when they have a hip replacement that fails, or they have a bleeding event while they're taking Xarelto. These are really bad consequences that happen to people, and it's a scary time. And so having lawyers accessible, having real humans accessible to you, I think helps make the process a little smoother and a little more easy to bear.
So, Ben, I guess some of those like wholesale law firms that who knows where they're located, right?
That's right, and that's what bombards a lot of people. So I think one of the things that, as our businesses develop, that everybody is more interested in supporting local businesses, having local people help you with your case, having local attorneys that you can talk to, especially in situations like workers' comp, because that is those things are changing and moving, things are happening, people are scared. People may be home right now sitting there watching this without a paycheck because they've gotten hurt at work, and they don't know when that paycheck is coming, and they may have a mortgage payment coming up, or they may have rent that's due. And the people that are asking for the rent checks or that mortgage payment, they don't care that you've been hurt at work.
No.
They don't care. And so it is so important that they follow the advice from talking to people to get that free information. We also have DVDs, Drew, and we've talked about these on the show, but you can go on the website and you can request a free DVD that my brother Whit has made about having a workers' compensation case. Everything that you need to know. It's kind of dry because we're talking about the law, but when you're sitting there at the kitchen table and you're not getting the money that you need to make rent, sometimes we got to really dive into some stuff to figure out what's going on and how you can help your family.
Whitney, the folks that call you, you said that a lot of times something bad has really happened to them, and typically in these workers' compensation claims that they've either been seriously injured or a loved one, or in those medical device cases you talked about, and those dangerous drugs as well. It's scary stuff out there right now.
That's right, it is scary stuff, and we're talking about real people who don't have infinite resources to be out of work for a couple of months or to not be able to care for their family. This is having a real impact on a human being's life, and to be able to try to step in the workers' comp world, try to help them get back on track with their job, with getting medical treatment that's necessary, or if they've had a faulty knee, hip replacement, hernia mesh repair, something that's caused them to miss out on their lives. That's something that we can try to help them get compensation for and get back squared away with.
Okay, we're going to take a short break, but we're going to be back to talk a lot about workers' compensation claims and those 5 traps that can mess up your workers' compensation claim. This is Attorneys on Call. Back in just a moment.